As a game, golf has a legacy that few other sports can boast. A century and a half of indescribable moments of skill, beauty, and triumph. On the consumer level, however, golf remains one of the most accessible sports in the world, attracting people of all ages, skill levels, and backgrounds.
There's not too many sports you can go and play with your parents and your grandparents and be competitive with them at their own level. So golf attracts all sorts of people from all sorts of demographics. It's such a social sport. It's exciting, it's challenging. It's just a good game to be part of.
It's a sport that's incredibly challenging and comes naturally to very few people, and I think it attracts people that like to perfect things, and it's that constant challenge to master something that is very difficult to master that attracts people to the game.
I've played golf for 15 years and it's probably the most important thing in my life and the most exciting thing in my life. Last year I turned professional. I'm now in my second year as a pro golfer, so I'm living my childhood dream, so it's the coolest thing I've ever done in my life.
As a game of skill, golf is nearly unmatched among the popular sports of today. One of the most critical aspects of the game, as any amateur or pro can tell you, is a golfer's play on the green. However, in an age where even casual players will spend exorbitant amounts of money on a new driver, there's a significant lack of emphasis on the physics of putting and the tools each golfer needs to allow their short game to shine.
I think everybody wants to get out there and bomb it 300 yards, and nobody wants to go and spend an hour practicing their putting on the putting green to improve their game. I think the way that technology is there to assist people in making those decisions, I want to spend the money on a new driver, you can jump on a launch monitor and you go and see, oh yeah, cool, it's gone another 10, 15 yards, I'll make that purchase. Whereas historically it's been quite difficult to say, hey look, this is a validated improvement in my putting. Lots of people will buy a putter by going to a putting green or in a pro shop, picking up a putter, looks good, feels good, cool, I'll give that a go. I've got a real hobby for working on cars, making them go faster, and we moved next to a golf course when I was about 12, 13. That sort of transition into how we get pulling clubs apart and all of that. And so the time came in my career when putting was a bit of a problem, and I really wanted to know why and how having that putter set up affected. So it was lots of tinkering, and 20 years later you end up creating products that people are really enjoying. ʻfʌɪntjuːn's basically a modular putter fitting system, so it's really looking at all the elements of how we custom fit a putter to that individual person. So it consists of componentry, which the fitter will take a player through a process and interchange and work out the best solution for that player.
What we would do, we would putt with my original putter first, see where I lined up, see what my misses were, and so he got an idea of how I putted naturally, and then he'd say, okay, ask me a few questions, where do you feel like this is lining up? And I would say, I think it's middle of the hole, and he goes, that's not in the hole. So he grabs his laser out and my club face is aiming right at the hole, it's not even at the hole. So he then fits me with a different face and a different shaft, and what I now think is straight is actually straight.
I think the solution that Pete's come up with is quite simple but makes so much sense. It's very rare that anyone will ever buy a set of irons or a new wedge or a hybrid or a driver just straight off the shelf. It will almost always be fitted for them in some way.
We've been pretty lucky to be involved with the Quintic ball roll system, having a look at how, when you hit a putt, how it influences the golf ball and how the equipment reacts. So it's been a big part of our development, looking at how that technology needs to pair up.
I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with putting throughout my golfing career. That little initial session that I had with Pete was a real eye-opener for me. I went away from that genuinely excited at my next opportunity to hit some putts and to actually go out and play the game.
Because I'm so confident in my putting, I'm able to attack more greens, I'm able to improve my chipping, my up and down stats have shot through the roof, so if I'm scrambling to make par, I'm now making par easily, and I'm confident. When there are tight pins, I'm able to go for the pin and instead of aiming for the fat of the green.
We're working with some very innovative technologies to help develop our products further, to look at how we can make putters easier to use, easier to be consistent with, to help you guys make more putts.
Play your best game possible with ʻfʌɪntjuːn's line of custom-fit putters. For more information, visit ʻfʌɪntjuːn.co or call 855-PUTT-BETTER today.